Okay, so thank you, Dr. Sachin. To begin with, जितना हम इस session में कर सकते हैं as a talk, we will try and cover as much as we can. The first thing is कि हम इस धरती पे आए हैं as souls for our evolution. ये के लिए कि beings हैं, हम हैं. So we're coming here basically for our evolution. और ये हम अकेले नहीं कर पाते, because if you just come here alone, you don't know who you are. You'll only know who you are through a relationship to anything. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपके ऑर्गन्स को भी नहीं पता होगा अगर हम सिर्फ लिवर को ले लें. ऑन इट्स ओन इट्स नथिंग. The whole body works in a relationship with one another, then the whole functioning happens. Everything is in relationship. Even like my finger, if I only feel something, will I know what my finger does? नहीं तो हमें अपने बारे में नहीं पता लगेगा. So in a way, ये जो relationships जिसमें हम आ रहे हैं, it's like a mirror. जैसे शीशा में हम देखते हैं, हम अपने आंखें को देखते हैं, तो हमें पता है ना कि we have eyes, we have this, we have that. So every feeling that we have within us can only be expressed when we have somebody with us. Okay? So how do I learn to evolve? How do I know who I really am? I only will know when I have certain experiences. That's what we've come here for. All right, so we've come on this third dimensional plane on earth and we keep moving on our consciousness levels. अब ये consciousness levels हमारे काफी हैं. We have 7 levels. We are going to be doing a workshop later कि ये है क्या, you know, what are we here for? What are the levels of consciousness that we go through? And it is through relationships that we keep moving up and down. So as I was saying, beyond these various consciousness levels also, which we will do later, we will be sharing at a later time. We will probably host a workshop on what the consciousness levels are, what are we here to do, so all of that. But right now we'll just stick to relationships. So in relationships, what happens is कि हम बहुत डर जाते हैं. There's a lot of fear. We are under an umbrella of fear and we do not want to see it कि ये मेरी growth के लिए है. All the difficult ones, all the great ones, everything, we don't want to see it like that, because we want the perfect relationship, you know, like this, like everything should be so perfect. जब कोई मुश्किल आती है, then we are not happy with that. But let me tell you, think of anybody in your life who you really admire, you really like. Just think of anyone and you write down all their qualities कि मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है इनके बारे में. You put it down, you know, like whoever's your favorite person and what do you really like about them, because all those qualities are within you. And when you think about somebody you don't like, जिसके साथ हर time आपकी pitch, obviously somebody very close only you'll get irritated with, not somebody who's on the street. That person will not bother you, जो आपके नजदीक में है. And you write down all those qualities. And फिर आपको दिखेगा कि वो जो मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगता, वो भी आपके अंदर है. You know, that's how it works. So it's just becoming aware of your emotions. There are a lot of things, there are a lot of situations and experiences that you will feel, पर एक दो होंगे जहां पर emotion नहीं है, तो that is okay. Those are just experiences that you're going through. पर जहां पर आपकी emotion involved है, that is when you know okay, this is teaching me something. ये मेरे लिए है यहाँ पर किसी चीज के लिए. For example, आज ही very interestingly, just today I had a very difficult, very close friend of mine who sent me a message, long message. Had a very difficult time with his father, has always had a very hard relationship with his father. Father abhi buzurg hain kafi, and lockdown ke andar also there could be so many issues. So he wrote a long letter to his son saying that I'm not looked after, or meri property hai, aap mujhe ye de do, wo de do, and I don't know, तो काफी grievances थे. So पहला reaction वो मेरे पास आया, तो पहला reaction उनका गुस्से में था, this person who received it, the son. And because they have a lot going on from their childhood, right? Because he's the father. So this boy also, now a grown man, but the child in him is feeling very shortchanged that he was not the father he wanted him to be, ever. So he feels like कभी कभार मेरे फादर को पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है, फिर ये लिखने लग जाते हैं. So वो गुस्से में उन्होंने काफी पहले react किया, and I let it be. So I was like, okay, fine. So after some time, again, I get a call, and then he's like, what do you say? I said, it's not what I'm going to say. It's like, what are you feeling? You're feeling hurt. You're feeling, why is my father talking to me like that? Well, I said, chalo, अभी महसूस कर लो उसको, उस सारे इमोशंस को, and then you let it go. And then when you feel prepared, have a dialogue. Because what I can read from your message जो मुझे आया है, वो है कि आपके फादर बहुत insecure है इस दौरान. So I think थोड़ा सा अगर आपका मन करे, आप थोड़ा सा उनको just divert his attention to a different thing and just tell him that you're always there for him. छोटी सी बात थी, but I don't know how you're feeling because it's an emotional topic. So anyway, उन्होंने अपना लिख के उनको अपने फादर के साथ पैच अप कर लिया, because उनको बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Every human being wants joy, happiness. They don't want this anger. But every time he does that, when he forgives his father, whenever he does, or he's making these steps, somewhere he's healing himself from inside. वो जो चोट अंदर आपके अंदर है, वो वहां पर आप मल्लम लगा रहे हो, अपने आप को हील कर रहे हो, आपको दूसरा पर्सपेक्टिव मिल रहा है. So that is why relationships are so critical. इनफैक्ट मुझे एक और कहानी याद आ रही है. आई वांटेड टू राइट टू ओशन, बट टेलिंग मैं ये भी कहानी यहाँ पर शेयर करती हूँ कि यू नो व्हेन वी आर एज सोल्स वी ऑल फ्रेंड्स, वी आर जस्ट गिविंग ईच अदर एक्सपीरियंसेस. वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि जब ये सोल्स हम सब थे, वी आर अप इन you know, you want to call it heaven or wherever we are, you know, before we decide to descend on the earth plane. So one of the souls, before he's going to descend or whatever, he says, इस लाइफ में मैंने एक चीज सीखनी है, और वो है फॉरगिवनेस. मुझे फॉरगिवनेस नहीं समझ आता कि फॉरगिवनेस सब बोलते हैं, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. और हमारे एल्डर्स भी हैं, वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ सोल्स हु आर हायर बीइंग्स, ऑलवेज देयर गाइडिंग अस, एंड दे वेरी अलाइंग टू एवरीथिंग. एंड दे लाइक, अच्छा ठीक है, फॉरगिवनेस सीखनी है तो सीखो, वेरी गुड आइडिया. अब वो अकेले तो नहीं सीख आएंगे, तो अकेले तो नहीं होगा ना, ही नीड्स एक्सपीरियंस टू फील दैट. सो एक और सोल कहता है कि ठीक है, जो उनका इनके ग्रुप में था, ग्रेट सोल, अ ग्रेट फ्रेंड who's been with him through so many lifetimes, he says, ठीक है, I'll give you the experience, I'll be the brave soul who'll give you that experience of forgiveness. तो he says, जब हम नीचे जाएंगे, because illusion की माया आ जाती है ना, we are in an illusionary world, and I'll give you that experience of showing you forgiveness when I stab you in the back. And when you turn around and you look and you're going to be hurt, do not forget, I'm that soul who's your best friend. So, you know, so it's a beautiful, beautiful story, because बहुत कुछ perspective में आ जाता है कि yeah, everybody is just giving me what is inside of me. It's coming out. I get to learn. I evolve. I expand. Right? So, knowing that your relationship is a mirror to you, आप ही के अंदर है सब कुछ. जब भी कोई इरिटेट करता है ना आपको, जब भी गुस्सा किसी में आता है, आपको इरिटेशन होती है कि oh my God, मेरे को ऐसे क्यों देखा, ask yourself, and especially people who are close to you, know you, ask them कि मेरे में ये trait है क्या even I am like this. And this is how I've learned, you know, I've also learned, I've been discovering, and we are on this journey constantly. You know, whenever I've got a little annoyed, or if I'm carrying that emotion for too long, I always ask myself, I said, are you like that? Is there something in you? And it's beautiful. There's no judgment, right or wrong, SNEP, because we are here for feelings, we are here for experiences. So it's all very well. I mean, you know, and be aware and move from that, because every time that relationship is basically yours. So जब भी आपको kindness दिखना चाहते हो किसी और में, अपने आप से पूछो कि आप काइंड हो अपने लिए. You know, are you that person? Are you kind to yourself? Do you forgive yourself? और आप जजमेंट में रहती हो किसी और को, देखा उसने फिर से ये किया, उसने फिर वो यही है. But allow it, forgive it, because everybody is here again on this plane for just the experience and moving on. There's nothing right, there's nothing wrong, and you will never be wrong. You are God, basically. You're here for your evolution. So there is never ever that aap galat ho. Just being genuine to your feelings. Own it. Own that feeling of what you have. Because once you accept that even I'm angry, and even I get upset, or even I am jealous somewhere, that's why I don't like it when somebody else is jealous. I also have that. Once you accept it, then it's very easy to move from there. You know, acceptance is a way forward to everything. So that is a very interesting aspect of relationships in everything that you do, be it with, you know, be it when you have a relationship with your loved ones, with your husband, your spouse, be it with your mother-in-law, be it with any relationship with your children as they grow, because that's when, because if you are not genuine and authentic, at least where children are concerned, they'll also not know how to be genuine and authentic to their feelings. Own up. It's a hard thing, mushkil hai karna, owning up to all that is right or wrong, because there is no right or wrong. Just being genuine to who you are. Just telling them, I'm tired today, so I'm going to snap. I'm just exhausted. Bol band karo abhi. Honor yourself, because when you honor yourself, you allow the other person to honor them, right? So that's how it pretty much works. And because in marriage relationships, what's happening, at least the way we see it in India, हमारी शादियां बहुत जल्दी, at least maybe not now, but हमारी generation में बहुत जल्दी हो जाती हैं. We're pretty unconscious of who we are to get into a relationship, you know. So हमें ये नहीं realize होता कि हमारे में इतना unworthiness है, इतना lack है, और हम वो बार-बार pattern repeat करते हैं. So we often, there's a lot of sound coming. Can you please mute your devices? Okay, I'll have to drown my voice. Anyway, so when we are recreating that pattern where जहाँ पर हमारा lack of self worth है, और जहाँ पर हम अपने आप को unworthiness, that means जब हम anxiety में चले जाते हैं ना, जब हमें डर लगता है, जब हम anxiety में होते हैं, then these emotions will show up in you. So you then have to ask yourself this question, कि मैं अपनी खुशी, which I'm here for essentially, to know who I am, I'm in joy, I'm in bliss, मैं अपनी खुशी हर टाइम क्यों compromise कर रही हूँ? Why am I settling for this small, you know, like always being anxious and trying to please somebody? Why am I doing that? Ask yourself these questions. And then you can probably take it. ये नहीं है कि आपने छोड़ना है वो relationship, but you could probably get a different perspective of who you are. And then you can move from there. Because जब जैसी आपकी vibration change होएगी, सब कुछ बदल जाता है. Because you allow the other person to let them be on their journey, you know कि आप अपनी journey में हो. आपकी vibration change होना is equally is the most important thing rather. आपकी authenticity, and as you change, the feeling about yourself. You know, so you don't need to lie about who you are. It's important to know that you are divine. It's very, very important. It's important to know that you have anger, that you have jealousy, that you have envy, that you have all of those traits which you don't like in other people. But you also have all the lovely traits, which are joy, which are, you know, giving, which is gratitude, which is loving. You have all of that as well. So, you know, just move from these kind of qualities that you have. Be in awareness. That is how it really does work. So giving a little time to yourself, because once you realize this, then you can champion your potential, your highest potential of who you are. Yeah, so fully and completely acceptance of this is me, that's pretty much the key to moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to pause now, and I'm going to get Ocean to go into depth of how much, you know, because there are a few questions that are being asked, which you had tackled earlier, but you can go into depth. How much of it how much of, you know, the things that are not going okay, like how much should I suffer? Should I move on? Should I stay in? Because that's a very difficult one, because again, we are programmed and conditioned to being in a relationship for as long as you can, you know, because there are children involved, there's finances involved, and you just carry on. So when do you break off from that, or do you carry on? So I think Ocean can throw light on that as well.